Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of our celebration. It's so wonderful that we get to see all of our former employees, and I have the privilege to meet you all and just learn about you and what you're doing now. And of course, dabble into that memory lane and reminisce with you about those memories about Fiddlehead. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful. So, how about you start by telling me a little bit about yourself, kind of what you're doing currently? I know you said you're from Michigan, you moved to Florida, but what happened after you moved on from Fiddlehead?
Left Fiddleheads. So when I left Fiddleheads, I actually moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that's, I'm kind of like all over the country. So we moved to Albuquerque because I was having a baby at the time. And after I had delivered, my mom got a job opportunity in New Mexico. And I didn't really want to raise my first child away from my mom. So I just kind of followed her there. I'm not sure that any of us were ever really happy in New Mexico. Moving to Florida became like a goal pretty quickly. So we lived there for about 5 years. And then my mom and I, my brother, my dad, my kids, we all moved to Florida at the same time.
Oh wow, that is so convenient. How wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm definitely family oriented, if you can't tell.
that's wonderful. Well, I'm sure that was something really special. What was it like working at such a small family oriented company?
Oh, it was awesome. I still remember Steve pulling up with their first roaster. So he had the semi out there and he had us all come out and check it out. I mean, I know you guys roast your own coffee now. I was kind of a part of that transition. Yeah. So that was really exciting. I remember Lynn and Steve would bring over beans from their roast. I remember like them being just so excited, like, let's brew coffee. And so we would do these coffee tastings and I would like drink the coffee and I would just be just like, yeah, by the end of the day, you know?
For sure. Well, that's so cool. And so looking back now, how old were you when you first started with Fiddleheads?
I first started there when I was 17, and I left after I had my daughter when I was almost 21. So I was there for a few years with Steve and Lynn, probably 2006 till 2009.
Okay.
Would be a good time estimate.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm still friends with Steve to this day. Last time I was in Wisconsin, I got together with him and Clara, and that was super awesome to see her today, you know. And I was young and kind of naive, and they were a huge part of me transitioning into becoming a mom. And, you know, I feel like we went through a lot of things together, and it was just, they were amazing.
I'm sure you can pass all those memories and stories on to your daughter one day too.
Yeah, I'm actually currently expecting. So I'm due in like 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, well, my son was born January 22nd, so I'm hoping it doesn't cut too close to his birthday.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you have one Fiddleheads baby and one Florida baby. You're all set.
No, I had one Fiddleheads, Wisconsin, one New Mexico, and now one Florida.
Oh, I got you.
I have three. Well, this will be my third.
Oh my goodness. That is so wonderful.
I mean, it's just like crazy how far I've come because it's night and day to the person I was, you know. I was young. I wasn't really sure where I was going in life. And now I'm like buying my second home, having a baby, getting married. And so it's really exciting time, and we're buying our house together. So I'm selling and buying and just so many things happening at once.
And you got your one degree and you're going for another. Look at you go.
I know. Because I want to get my CPA. So I have to get my Mack. Well, I don't have to get my Mack, but I'm going to get it. So
might as well at this point, right? You're already plowing for all these degrees. And
yeah.
That's awesome. So when you were here, you said you were really close to Steve. Do you have any specific memories that stick out to you from then?
Well, we kind of have this funny nickname still to this day. I call him Popeye and he calls me Cookie Monster. There's kind of like a story in that. Girl Scout cookies would come to sell to us, and I would always be like so excited about it because obviously I was pregnant for one, And for two, so he would always give me all his extra Girl Scout cookies. And so he called me Cookie Monster, and he loved spinach. And I hated spinach at the time. I was like, and now I'm a vegetarian. I love spinach. But at the time I hated it. I was like, so gross. I don't know how you eat it. And so I just always made fun of him and called him Popeye.
Oh, that's so cute. That is so special. I'm sure you'll cherish that forever.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, Steve, you guys had a really cute nickname and a thing going on.
Yeah.
Who else was all there as far as ownership and management?
Lynn, she was a huge part of my life for sure. I will never forget her. Yeah, she was great. Lynn was amazing. We were just always there for each other, and she always gave really great advice, and it never was really to business, you know, like if I had issues or problems or I was stressed or overwhelmed, I could talk to her like anytime, you know. Like, she never made me feel any type of way other than just welcome and loved, and it's kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. That's a wonderful and beautiful way you put it. I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah.
So on another note, let's go to the customer side, because I know that's always fun and there's always those few regulars that really just stick with you. Do you remember any of your regulars or any of their stories?
Yes, I'm actually friends with some of them still to this day on Facebook. There was a lady who lost her husband. You know, he was a firefighter. She's still a friend of mine on Facebook. Some other locals to Thiensville area I still have on Facebook, and we talk every now and then. When I was going through my pregnancy there, people would bring me baby clothes and gifts, and we really just had the best customers.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
you were at Thiensville Cafe?
Yeah.
Okay. That was where I first started. And yeah, you can really feel that home aspect, and everyone there just is so happy to be there, and it's so welcoming and cozy. And
one thing about Lynn is presentation was everything. She was so serious about her product. It had to be fresh. It had to be perfect. It had to look good. I can honestly say, like, she was probably, of all the companies I've worked, side work was so important to her. Cleaning, making sure everything was perfect. But when it came to storage, we had some going on downstairs and some going on upstairs. Like, that was a whole nother world. There was never a beat skipped when it came to cleaning and side work. No way. That was like the only thing I would say she was ever like strict about, because she was always so laid back and sweet and fun and loving. But when it came to cleaning, she's like, we're going to get this done and we're going to do it right.
was there anything specifically that stuck with you throughout the years as far as a technical tool? Maybe obviously memories are a little different, but
well, she used to have us put like, when we couldn't get into the cracks for like dusting and stuff, we would put a butter knife on the wet rag, you know, and really get in there. So I still do that to this day. And I think of Lynn every time I do.
There you go. Hey, it's the little things, you know. Is there any other super memorable stories about your time at the cafe, or anything about the management or customers, or just maybe some product offerings that you just want to share?
Well, I remember, because I don't know if it's still an issue for you guys, and I'm sure it is, but the river runs right there behind the Thiensville location. Mm-hmm. So I always remember when the snow melts every year, that was like Steve's biggest anxiety in life. Like, he was like, the river's gonna flood, we need sandbags. I just remember that every single year being like a huge problem for us. And it was just kind of, and it was always ended up being kind of fun, because we'd all pitch in with sandbagging and protecting, you know, the location. So I remember that. I actually worked at Thiensville while they were opening Mequon. And so I would work the days at Thiensville, and then I would go close over at Mequon most nights for a while, until I got like super pregnant. And I was like, I don't think I could do that anymore. But so that was kind of a cool experience, because I got to meet an entirely new team of people.
What was your team like?
We had a great, I have a bunch of pictures of, like, we had Kayla, Abby, Paige, Courtney. We would like hang out sometimes outside of work, do like softball stuff, and another more people that I really remember too is Ray and Lorene. They used to come in all the time, and they would bring the retriever in, and that was always fun, and they're great. They were always so kind. Like, we could be having a crazy day, we're all stressed out and frazzled and probably like frustrated with each other, and they would come in just like so full of happiness and energy. Like, you just have to smile, like, okay, hi guys. Thanks for coming to break this energy up.
Is there anything that you miss to this day?
Lynn,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have seen her much, just like with Steve. I see him once every 3 years for 20 minutes maybe,
Yeah.
but it would just, Lynn.
Yeah. She just seems so incredibly wonderful, and from everything I've heard, and it's really cool. I get to paint a picture of the past and be able to apply that to the present and show our customers and our current baristas, this is a family. It's really awesome that I'm glad that we're going to be able to show that to, whoever is willing to watch and see our history. It's really a beautiful thing.
I'm happy you're doing this too. I think it's great. And she was very proud of everything she accomplished, and she worked so hard to get it to where it was when, she passed, and then where it is today. I know she would be like just beside herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, she really was the most unique person I've ever known. So down to earth, like, nothing superficial, nothing mean about her. She was just really a good person. So just things she would do, like, they stuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a huge turning point in my life too, which is why it was so powerful for me, my time with her. But I remember when I was leaving to New Mexico, because right before I had my baby, I went on bed rest for about a month. So I wasn't working there anymore. After I had my baby, she called me about a month later, and that's actually the last time I spoke to her. She said, "Are you moving or are you coming back?" And I said, "I think I'm going to follow my family and I'm going to move." And she said, "We want you back." And I was like, well, I think I'm going to move. And I don't know. That's kind of a tough one, because I probably wish I had a little more time knowing what I know now, but it was just the decision I made. And
Well, look at you now. You have 3 children and living a wonderful life close to your family. I think as far as happiness goes, and I'm sure she thought the same, as long as her Amanda's happy.
yeah, seriously, she was amazing. Yeah. My feelings as a whole about Fiddleheads was, it felt like home anytime I went into work. I felt like family. I never felt like an employee on a clock. It was just a bunch of friends getting together every day to make, the business successful. And that's how it felt. Honestly, when there was a hard time for anyone there, it was a hard time for everyone there. And we got through it together. And like I said about like the cleaning and the products, from a marketing perspective in my future, those things that were instilled through Fiddleheads, I mean, like, it's followed me into life. Like, I guess I could have said this before, but knowing the way she branded, and Steve and Mike and all of them, how they branded the company and how important it was for quality and how important it was for you to feel happy and comfortable at work. All of those things made it what it is today. To be a part of that and have experienced that, it has followed me in my life. And I think about that in every aspect. Like, if I'm doing marketing for the clinic or for any form of my life, I remember always back to, you have to have quality. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to care. You have to be happy. It's true. That's the only way to see success.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. And for learning about you as a person. This was just an honor to speak to you today. I appreciate it, Amanda. Thank you.
I feel the same about you, Mac. Just tell everybody hi. Hello. I hope you're happy and well.
I absolutely will. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.